All right, today we're going to take a peek under the hood of a really cool project that's all about teaching a car how to see. We're jumping right into the middle of the action with a team of innovators right at their big breakthrough moment.
So, you see this on the screen? Phase 1 success in Malayalam. That was the excited shout from the team. But what does that actually mean? What massive milestone did they just hit? Let's dive in and find out.
We're basically stepping right into the workshop with this team. They've been grinding away, building a vehicle perception system from scratch, and they've just cracked a huge piece of the puzzle. And what's so cool is this isn't some big-budget corporate lab, right? This is a grassroots effort, which honestly makes what they pulled off even more impressive.
You see, the fundamental challenge here isn't just about bolting some parts together. No, it's about giving a machine a very, very human-like ability, perception. They're literally trying to teach this car to see and understand the road just like you and I do. The fact they're doing this themselves just shows you how much this kind of advanced tech is starting to open up to everyone.
I mean, this is the million-dollar question they're trying to answer. For us, driving becomes second nature. We just glance at the road, our brain processes everything in an instant, and we react. But how in the world do you program a machine to copy that complex split-second decision-making?
And that's exactly what this team's project is all about. It's trying to bridge this very gap. They said it themselves. They're trying to make their system work the way a human driver works. It's all about taking that raw data from cameras and sensors and turning it into a real understanding of the path ahead.
Okay, so to really get how they're pulling this off, let's look at the anatomy of their system. The easiest way to think about it, really, is to break it down into two main parts: the car's eyes and its brain.
The whole process is kind of like a three-step dance. First, you've got the camera, the eyes, capturing a live feed of the road. At the exact same time, the brain is pulling all this critical data from the car's own computer. And finally, the system's mind takes those two streams of information and merges them, creating this complete picture of what's going on.
And we're not talking about basic data here. This is some really detailed stuff. The camera isn't just passively looking at the road, it's actively figuring out the path, spotting when the car strays from it, and it can even recognize the weather, like noticing it's a cloudy day. How cool is that? Meanwhile, from the car's brain, they're trying to get every last drop of data they can, especially things like engine RPM, to know exactly what the car is doing.
But look, seeing and understanding the road is one thing. That's huge, but that's only half the story, right? The next, and honestly much bigger challenge, is turning all that perception into action, actually controlling the car. Let's see how the team thought about that.
To make the car actually do something, you need a nervous system. And in modern cars, this is usually a system called drive-by-wire. It's absolutely essential if you want a computer to be in control.
So what the heck is drive-by-wire? Well, put simply, it just means all the old physical connections, like the actual cables and rods that connect the steering wheel and pedals to the car, are gone. They're replaced by electronic signals. This is the key that lets a computer send a command to, say, turn the wheel, without a person needing to do anything.
Of course, for all these different electronic parts to work together, they have to be able to talk to each other. They need a common language. And that's where another critical piece of the puzzle comes in: the CAN bus.
Just think of the CAN bus as the car's own private little internet. It's this network that lets all the different computers for the engine, the brakes, the sensors constantly chat with each other and share information. It's the language they all use to stay perfectly in sync.
And this really highlights a super important point. This isn't just a software project. Not at all. To physically control the car, the team needs separate hardware for everything. We're talking motors to turn the steering wheel, and these things called actuators to control the gas pedal, the clutch, and the brakes. It's a really complex mix of mechanics and electronics.
Which brings us all the way back to our original question. Now that we've got all the pieces on the table, the eyes, the brain, the nervous system, what exactly was that big Phase 1 success moment all about?
And here it is. This is the crucial point. Phase 1 wasn't about the car driving itself. Not yet. It was about perfecting the perception system. It was that aha moment when their creation could finally, accurately see the road, map out the path, and understand everything happening in front of it, just like a human driver. It was the moment their machine truly learned to see.
So, they've conquered perception. What's next? What does the road ahead look like for a project like this? Well, they've already started mapping out their next big moves.
And yeah, their future plans are pretty ambitious. First up is the massive task of integrating all those physical control systems, the whole drive-by-wire setup.
They also have to figure out how to adapt their system to different cars, including an older Innova, which they mentioned is a lot harder because it's just not as electronic. And all the while, they're working to squeeze even more data out of the car to make the system smarter and faster.
You know, this project, born in a local workshop, is just a powerful reminder that the future isn't only being built in Silicon Valley high-rises, it's happening everywhere, driven by pure curiosity and passion. It takes us from a simple idea to the incredibly complex world of autonomous driving, and it really leaves us with a fascinating question to chew on. As this tech keeps getting better and better, are you ready for your car to take the wheel?